Facebook, and see if we're live.
Why don't you welcome everybody first?
Welcome, everyone. If you're watching on the video, we're just doing the final prep. I know we said we were going to jump right into the show. No small talk. Thank you for joining. We just have one thing left to do, and we will start. So think of this as you getting here just 60 seconds early. Okay. I know that a lot of people join and then they disappear right away. Don't do that. Hang around. This isn't the real show yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't see it on Facebook yet, even though it
I don't
says
either.
live somewhere.
I'll share it.
Yeah, there we are. Okay.
Seems like it takes a moment to show up sometimes.
Okay. All right. We're back and ready for Christmas.
I don't even see it.
Yay. I just clicked the live on the logo.
Oh, I don't even see that. Oh, there it is now.
And now I can hear myself. Okay, that's enough. Shall we begin?
Yeah, I
Just
guess.
remember how to do this. It's been about a month.
I know it has been a while. Well, Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
Just
was
I
the
think
last
it's just
episode.
before Thanksgiving. So much has happened. All right. So we're gonna do the audio recording, and well, the video just keeps rolling. We don't crop it or anything.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let me bring up the show notes. 791, December 24th. Got it. Let's go.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Technorama episode 791 for December 24th, 2025. Last one. Well, it's the last one of the year, not the last one we ever do.
No.
Last call before we sign out of 2025.
Hey, wait. Is my head on fire? Seriously.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You sound like Hades from the movie Hercules.
I thought it would be a good idea to put a nice fireplace on there, but my head's covering most of it.
Sure is warm in here.
Woo! Yeah. Having hot flashes.
All right. Welcome to Technorama, the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. My name is Chuck Tomasi from Phoenix, Arizona, and right over there is Craig Stepp from North Carolina. How are you, Craig?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you
You've
doing?
been traveling. I've been traveling.
Yeah.
We're back. We're ready to celebrate the holidays like only we can.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I forgot my Santa hat. Oh well.
I was going to do that as well, but it's too warm in here. I'm
It
sorry.
does get warm.
It's I could turn on the mini split, but there's something wrong about turning on the AC in the winter.
I know. I've actually been running the heat.
We had near record temperatures today. It almost got up to it was 80 today. What yikes.
That's weird.
Yeah.
What's the temperature there in the winter anyway, normally?
About this time of year, high 50s, maybe mid 60s.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think actually this week it's supposed to be mid 60s on Christmas, and there's even a 70 day this week. I'm like,
Wow.
I don't understand. So, but yeah, the other last week it got down to 11 one night.
We got some comments in the chat coming in already. Gary says hello.
Hey, Gary.
Still a well-polished machine or Polish machine.
Polish. I'm more accurate.
We got a hi and a what are you from? What are you from, Craig?
My mama.
Let's begin with some listener feedback. We had a little technical mix-up between the last 4 weeks, so let's play the music. And
I do want to say something before we
what?
Do that.
That wasn't the right music anyway.
That's right. So this last week, we got the news that Gil Gerard had passed away.
Yes.
So I wanted to let everybody know if you heard these two different things show up in our feed this last week. One of them I reposted our Gil Gerard interview, which was
2009.
Yeah, it was like 2009, 2010, I think 2010. And so I thought, I'll repost it because it was on a podcast that Chuck and I were starting, but we never really went really far with it. So it was kind of short lived, called Interface to Face. I didn't do any editing on it. I just posted it in there. And the other one, the Commodore, if you go to Commodore.net, they're actually mailing out all of the Commodore 64s that people have pre-ordered. The company has been reborn, I guess, so to speak, and they've been they put out a Commodore 64 as a 3 different models, and I've seen a bunch of people getting their Commodore 64s just in time for Christmas on Facebook, and people are reviewing them, and it's kind of fun to see everybody, getting these new Commodores. So I thought, you know what, I have we did a Geek Christmas Story,
Mhm.
which is a take off the Christmas Story movie a long time ago, but uh, we had a slant on it. It was elements from the movie, but some of really some of my experiences trying to get a Commodore 64 for myself at Christmas when I was younger. So it's a mix mash of that. So I wanted to repost that because I got excited seeing everybody getting their new Commodores, which is really impressive. Some of those.
'Tis the season. 'Tis the season.
But anyway, that's why I just want to tell everybody that's why you probably saw those come down your feed.
Yeah, and speaking of Gil Gerard, I was actually searching for a friend of mine named Rocky, and I
Mhm.
went into my contacts and I typed in ROCK, and
Right.
Gil Gerard's email has that in it. I didn't realize he was in my contacts
Oh,
for like the last 15 years. You
you know
went,
what? I think we may have
we
asked him for some contact information after
I think we
when we
did,
were
and that's where
yeah,
we got it, and it's been there,
I
and
don't
I've been
recall.
through, what, about 5 different phones since then, so
Yeah,
kudos, Google, for hanging
yeah,
on to that one.
yeah. I don't recall us actually asking it, but it makes sense, so we probably did something like that.
Yeah, so sad to see him go. I don't like deleting contacts from my database.
Nope. Well, he's not gonna email you anymore, so
No, if that email is 15 years old, I don't even know if it still works.
yeah. I've got a lot of contacts I probably should clean out. Actually, a lot of them are holdovers from remember, the Google Plus when they had the circles and you had
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
I think when they removed that, a lot of the contacts, because that was one of the features was you could just feed all that stuff in your contacts, and because they were in your circles, and so I think I've got a bunch in there that it's a bunch
That
of
would
podcasts.
explain a lot. I've got a lot that just don't make any sense,
Yeah,
like, who is this person? Where do they come from?
yeah. So when they retired Google Plus, the contacts stayed around, and or at least a lot of them did, and so I looked through 'em like, I know all these podcasters, but I don't recall getting their information, and it was all from
Right.
Google Plus. Yeah. I should just
Alright.
start calling them. Hey.
We've got a lot of content here, and we're probably
Yeah.
gonna cut some of it short, so let's get started with the listener feedback. Not really. Some. Gay is a
Yeah,
strong
Bama for the win.
yesterday. One.
Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh, boy.
Mailman, mail today.
All right, we've got a question on Facebook for you. Actually, we didn't post a question.
Yeah.
This is the fun part.
I think what happened was I forgot that Chuck was going to post one, but I remembered on our last show notes when I went to reference it, I went, "Hey, that's right. I forgot to put a question in for the show." So I thought, well, I'll post it. I made a question up. I posted it to Facebook and Twitter, but somehow the text did not come across.
That's all right, because
So,
I came up with a question, didn't put it in the show notes, didn't put it on Facebook, but I did put it on our Discord server. So we have a question with no question, and people just made up their own.
yeah,
Aaron says, "What is the airspeed of an unladen swallow?"
yeah.
Nice. Richard Green says, "Why? Ask why. What, me worry? Is there ever a practical reason to ask a hypothetical question?" Very nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and let's see who else. Who did we not? Oh, Stephen Wetchy. He says, "My question is, what is the question?"
Gary says, "Is that a trick question?"
Yeah, that is a trick question.
And Jack says, "This will require deep thought." Mike Robinson says, "With the seemingly infinite chemical reactions happening in the universe, it's not possible to someday find a moon made of cheese. Is it not possible to find a moon made of cheese?"
Yeah, and Fritz Ulrich Seward says, "I'm asking myself this. There's nothing in there."
Mike throws another one and he says, "Will there ever actually be a boot to the head flavored ice cream?" Ooh, nice call out to the Frantics. What might the legal ramifications be because of it? Well, I know that we'd get one for Jenny and the Wimp. Okay, you got to go way back in your fun
Yeah.
Dr. Demento songs to get that one.
Exactly.
Over to Discord, we have question of the week for episode 791. It is, what is your biggest technology time sink or guilty pleasure? This could be an app, a game, or streaming habit that you know is a total waste of time, but you absolutely cannot stop doing it. So we have Tom P, longtime listener, says, when I was a vendor at Pacific Bell, one task I had was performing calculations in Excel for teletraffic engineering to properly size connections between our equipment and the network. I believe I had 14 nodes, each of which had to be sized. When I had the initial versions of the sheet prepared, I was taking 5 minutes to recalculate. Oh, remember long recalculation times?
Yeah.
Oy. Okay, where were we? That was plenty of mathematical attributes to be evaluated based on the variation of the Erlong formula. I believe the exponents were given in Excel the most trouble. Oh, they were giving them Excel the most trouble. Anyway, I decided to write an assembler subroutine that could be called from Excel. This exercise, quote unquote, cost me almost a month of on and off programming effort. But in the end, it did work. However, I think only myself and one other employee benefited because the underlying technology changed and we moved from a single port, a DSO, to a T1 type connection from the network. Oh, I love those applications where there's absolutely no return on investment and never will be.
I know, right?
He did post a picture of this complex formula, and my God, I'm surprised you could do anything like that in Excel. Brian Brown says Disney Dreamlight Valley. That's his guilty pleasure. Mad Marv's is photography as a whole is probably in that time sink category. I can't really justify it as a business. Well, he's darn good at it.
Yeah. Oh,
It'd
yeah.
be one thing if you spend a lot of money and you sucked at it.
Yeah.
NCAP says, ugh, everything, especially little casual games like solitaire and crossword puzzles. Oh, we know, Mark. We've been listening to your podcast, what your guilty pleasures are. I swear that man drew like 8 puzzles in the morning. Going, do you eat? Do you go to work?
Yeah.
And then people complain they can't get anything done.
He can't turn that into a business.
At the end, there is Valheim, the Viking-esque survival sim. Great game and endless fun for me, but if I'm not careful, hours pass. Yeah, mine is software development. I'm retired, and it just hours go out the window. But
yeah,
hey,
when I'm in the zone and I'm working on something like that, time can really pass fast without realizing it. And I've done that several times. It's like, oh crap, Kim and I are supposed to go somewhere, and it's like 5 minutes before we're supposed to leave, and I'm still like, I want to keep working on it.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm finding the same thing with music too. Like hours can pass and you go, okay, this is, it, and there's that same feeling of accomplishment when you learn something new and then you sort of master it. Same kind of thing with software. All right, we got a comment in the chat. It says, hey, can I get a shout out from my friend? Yes. Hey Nick.
Yeah.
There we go. And a hello. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on live stream, by the way. We do the show on Sunday nights at 9:30 Eastern. 8:30 Eastern. 8:30 Eastern. Used to be 9:30 Eastern. Okay. Yeah. I'm out of practice.
It's
a couple more
right now.
Humanoid says mobile games. Some have the advantage of keeping me active and go outside like Pokemon Go and Ingress. Others just keep me busy past my bedtime, increasing the depth of that one single spot on my couch. Sweet Steve says some random mobile game, preferably some sort of math or use your brain game. I like that idea. Get your brain going.
Yeah.
I go all in for a few days and then get angry at at all the ads.
Yeah.
Delete it, rinse and repeat.
Actually, I started playing Wordle again. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Sometimes they get lucky, sometimes they don't. But it's fun to try and sort out what the word is,
All right. We will have another question of the week for you at the end of this show and make sure that we don't duplicate it and screw it up. And we'll answer it on the next episode. So if you want to hang out with us, great. You can do that on the Discord server, or you can watch our Facebook page. That's where we also post them.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That is our questions for this week. Hang out with us. Stick around. Hey, Dhruv is out there. He said,
Hey.
perks of being in India, you can hang out with Technorama. It's Monday morning for you. That was really weird for me. It's like, just got back from India. We'll talk more about that on the Patreon show.
Yeah, that's a big time difference. And-
12 and a half hours from my house
Yeah, from your house.
and
Did you sleep on the plane?
30-hour flight there and back.
Ugh,
More of
30
that.
hours.
Yeah.
And I thought like the 12 or 13-hour flight was,
Makes Sydney feel like a walk across the park.
yeah. It's
All right, let's do the history thing. We don't have much for history, but we do have a lot of birthdays. Where's my fader for this thing? There we go. On this day in history for December 24th, 2025. This is the 358th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are, well, add them up. There's only 7 days left.
terrible.
Listen to this when the podcast is released.
You haven't done your Christmas shopping yet? Tough.
It's easy to do the math right now. It was on this date in 1777 that Kiritimati, also called Christmas Island, was discovered by James Cook.
And that same date in 1818, the first performance of Silent Night took place in the Nikola Roskisch in Oberdorf, Austria. Oberndorf.
Nikolaus Kirk. That's where we get our word church from, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yep. Like Captain Kirk. he's
Kirk.
Captain Church.
Right.
Also on December 24th, 1906, Reginald Fessenden transmitted the first radio broadcast consisting of a poetry reading, a violin solo, and a speech. Unfortunately, there were no receivers. It was only one transmission.
Nobody recorded it on their TiVo.
Much like our
Or radio.
podcast.
Yeah.
Broadcast. No one listens.
No, somebody was sitting there with a cassette tape trying to catch the song.
A cassette.
All right. So 73 years ago today was the first flight of Britain's Handley Page Victor strategic bomber.
Ooh. Same date in 1968, the crew of Apollo 8 entered into orbit around the moon, becoming the first humans to do so. They performed 10 lunar orbits, took the Earthrise photograph, broadcast live TV pictures, and read poetry and no, I'm just kidding.
What?
And read the first 10 verses of Genesis.
Oh, okay. And the first
Ariane.
Ariane 1 rocket was launched from ELA 1 in Guyana Space Center on this date in 1979.
Happy birthday goes out of the state to English physicist and brewer. Brewer is the important part. James Prescott Joule, born on this date in 1818.
And George Guynemer, French captain and pilot, was born on the same date in 1894.
Howard Hughes, the American businessman, engineer, and pilot, was born 120 years ago today.
And last but not least, born December 24th, 1923, American General George Patton IV.
Now, the history was light, so we're leaning into the birthdays. And since
see
we were
that.
out for a while, we're
Yeah.
just going to cover all of December. So I'm going to go through these as quickly as possible.
All right.
December 1st, happy birthday to Claudio Miranda, longtime listener. Ben Frixell on the 2nd. Super Moon Man on the 6th. 7th of December is Peter, a.k.a. Zipster. Dan D. Mann, patron and longtime listener on the 8th. Also on the 8th is Gideon. We move to the 9th. We've got Steve Kite. Several birthdays on the 12th. Decker D, former coworker of mine. Kevin Burns, Matt Blocker, Rob Reel, and Pamela Gay from Astronomy Chaos. Happy birthday to all of you. Sorry we missed it. It's a little late now, but
It's all right.
you know, podcasting. You can listen to it anytime.
I'm sure they missed it.
Michael Spence on the 14th. Longtime listener, patron, and postcard sender extraordinaire,
No kidding. Yeah.
Jorga Schrawen on the 17th. We're getting closer. We're up to the 20th of December, where Phil Birchill says, the 9-year-old, I started listening to Technorama when he turned 21 this year. And that was 8 years ago. So he's now 29. Craig, this is hold on. I gotta pause the music for just a
Pause the
second.
music. All right.
I thought about this and I went, okay, that we've got several people who are second generation Technorama listeners. If this kid is 29 now, we could be going into our third generation of Technorama listeners.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize the birthday calendar was going to be a historical document. Gauge our podcasting.
Well, we started the birthday calendar in Sanskrit on clay tablets. So, it's ported well. All right, let's continue on.
Please.
21st, we have 3 birthdays. John Robinson Kochheiser. I hope I'm close on that. Also on the 21st, James Ballard Kark Sindru, Star Trek Mom, new entry as of a couple of weeks ago. Star Trek Mom, aka Janet, is on the 21st. Bo Pace, Luke Chuck Stalker Smith, and Jason Poloni. Now, Luke Chuck Stalker Smith is now 25.
I know. I was just doing the math there. Whoa.
Yeah, the kids, they grow up. Those are all on the 22nd. 23rd, Richard Green. Ooh, we haven't heard from him in a while.
I see him on Facebook a lot.
Okay, 24th is Mad Boom. Christmas Day, Joel Parks. 29th is, I believe it's Charles Men. Shadowbird's mom and Mr. Sim, aka Jeremy, are on the last day on New Year's Eve, December 31st. Happy birthday to all of you.
Yeah, happy birthday.
That's the way it was on this day in history for December 24th, 2025. If you would like to be on the birthday calendar, you can go over to chuckchat.com/birthday and enter your name, much as Star Trek Mom did. We'll give you a shout out at the appropriate time of year, even if it's slightly behind. We'll catch up. Thank you, everybody, for being there for us over the years. We know we joke about how long we've been doing this, but we do not take that lightly because many of you people have been there like the entire journey.
Pretty much.
Woo!
Yeah. And we thank you for it.
That's a lot of support.
Yeah,
All
we
right,
thank you for it.
let's.
Appreciate
I
that.
think we're about to fade out here. Let's listen. Listen closely. My spidey sense is tickling. Wait. Wait. Da, 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 dun, da, 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 da. Hit that high note. Yeah, got it.
You're letting the music run out, yet you were chiding me for
That's
carrying on
like
earlier.
when you're counting out the pills in your pill pack and you just dump some in your hand and you go 14 on the nose.
I was just doing that earlier.
I feel like you won the lottery for getting the right amount of pills on a gas.
Right.
I was thinking that would be a funny game show, is have this contest of who's filling their pill packs the fastest.
Yeah. That sounds riveting.
No, if it's a competition, you got people racing at the same time. Oh, Craig dropped this vitamin C. He's got to go back to the bottle for another one. That's going to cost him time.
So, yeah. So what you would do is, if you drop one, whatever money was on the table gets put in the pot, and whoever finishes it exactly, with the right amount in their hand, then they get the pot.
You have to have like 8 different pills. You got to put the little ones, where your hands cramp up from trying to hold them.
Tweezers.
And then you got the big ones that drop in. And sometimes you have all the big ones in and the little ones, you get 2 in one and go, oh, now I got to dig the little one out from between the big ones.
And then there's a bonus round where you got to fill up 2 pill calendars.
Youngsters will not understand this for a few more years.
No.
All righty. I give myself games to invent.
Okay.
chuckchat.com/birthday is where you want to go, despite the fact that it's not on the screen right now. Someone's out of practice.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to go through the news stories real quick because we've got a lot more to cover in this. We've got a black hole that just twisted space-time and proved Einstein right again.
Again?
So, yes, this is, there is let's see if I can remember. I'm not even looking at the article. The black hole named AT2020 AFHD. Don't ask how I remember that. Well, AT2020 was one of my microphones back then. It was the Audio Technica.
That's why. Okay. Gotcha.
AF is, this is funny AF. And then HD, everything's HD. So That's how I stuck that one in my head. AT 2020 AFHD rolls off the tongue. They couldn't just call it Bob or something, but
Yeah.
uh,
Larry's hole. Wait, don't say that.
they're measuring how time and space are going around this black hole, and they are using, hold on, there were a couple other names, Lenza Turing precession, which was two scientists' names, Josef Lenza and Hans Turing. So they came up with a way to measure this and have some fun with it, and we're here to report on it. So if you're into spacey stuff, go over to our show notes for episode 791 at truckchat.com/technorama, and you
Hey.
can find it there. Do I get a
No,
dust there?
some of these stories, when they have the artist rendition of what it's
Yes.
supposed to look like,
Yes.
you go, "Oh, that looks great." And then when you scroll down and you see the actual picture, like they took with the Hubble, it's like blurry little blob.
Of course it is.
Yeah. You go,
Another-
"Oh, it's kind of a letdown."
Another one from thebrief.org, the
Mhm.
debrief, I should say, the debrief.org. Virginia Tech University scientists have invented a novel electronic chip that generates acoustic waves capable of moving objects without touching them, like invisible grabbers. Now, they do this, well, they were originally doing this with, what is it called, an IDT? Yes, it stands for interdigital transducer. I don't think it's the exact same thing, but it's something like the vibrate thing on your phone.
Right.
Uh, but theirs would only move things, like push it in one direction. They wanted something a little more sophisticated, so they came up with new custom chip that allowed you to not only push and pull, but also lift. So
We've
this
seen
is
this. We've seen this before, Chuck.
this is very interesting in the field of science. We've seen it before. Where have you seen this before?
Wesley was doing this on TNG. He made repulsor beam.
Yeah, that's kind of in the future and science fiction.
It's in the future, but I saw it a long time ago.
Right. Well, Star Trek is still inspiring people to do things that are
I
once
guess so.
fiction and later not.
Yeah.
So we all remember Osiris Rex, right?
Yes.
Went out to the asteroid Bennu, got a sample, came back.
Yes.
They've been looking at it, and they discovered there's more in there than we originally thought. They found sugars, a gum.
Hey,
And they said, "Hey, this is the stuff we were missing to form DNA and RNA compounds." They've got
hey, by the way, some alien probably just took his gum out and stuck it on a rock. And then,
because the teacher said, "Did you bring enough for everyone?" No.
So
Then stick it on that asteroid over there.
we bring it back to Earth, and then it's got gum on it. We're like, whoa.
There's still some flavor in it.
Yeah. Ugh.
So scientists led by Yoshihiro Furukawa of Tohoku University in Japan found sugars essential for biology on Earth in the Bennu samples, detailing their findings in the journal Nature Geoscience. The 5-carbon sugar ribose and, for the first time in an extraterrestrial sample, 6-carbon glucose were found. Although these sugars are not evidence for life, their detection, along with previous detections of amino acids, nucleobases, and carboxylic acids in Bennu samples, show building blocks of biological molecules were widespread throughout the solar system. So they said, hey, wait a minute. If we've got the building blocks of life, what would happen? Why could that have been the seeds for triggering life here? And why wouldn't it be the trigger for life elsewhere?
Yeah.
So imagine one of these babies crashing into Europa and delivering the same.
I mean, it's quite possible. Earlier when the solar system was being formed, or I guess everything's being formed, a lot of that stuff was just, flying around. So it could, impacting the Earth and other places in our solar system. So I can imagine that may have contributed. I mean, it makes sense.
Neat stuff. All right, into the hacks and strange stories. An article from TechCrunch that we've got in our show notes highlights some of the worst data breaches of 2025, including several attacks on the federal government, which also includes Doge.
Yeah.
We've got Oracle e-business servers were hacked. Lots of loss of data there. A hacker collective steals at least 1 billion records from Salesforce databases.
That's not good.
Ouch. I didn't hear about that one. And they also ransacked the UK retail sector and disrupted operations at Jaguar Land Rover, denting the economy. And of course, there were several data breaches in South Korea.
Yeah. I think about an hour or so ago, I saw some hackers released listening data and maybe some user information from Spotify.
Turn on multi-factor, everyone.
I guess everybody knows now that I like K-pop.
That's news to me.
Actually, oh man.
Did you ever like, try searching for videos on YouTube or just Google searching just to throw off the algorithms?
Not intentionally, but I'm sure I've done it. Actually, what I was going to say was, do you subscribe to Spotify still?
No.
Okay.
I think Lisa has a subscription because she got it in college with Hulu bundled.
Yeah. Well, I do. And I get, at the end of the year, they always do the Spotify Unwrapped. And you get to see some of your stats from the things you've been listening to. And one of the things that makes sense in my particular case, but was a little disturbing, it said my listening age was 67. What? It's based on the songs that I like, and
I think that's crap. That
I don't know. Well, look,
I used to say, because you listen to a certain era of music, your listening age. Come on, you should be free to listen to whatever you want, whenever you want.
Well, I am, and I will. I'm just saying. I just thought it was interesting that they came up with that, and I started going. This last year, I probably was listening to a little more 70s than I was the 80s and 90s, like I usually do. And so I was like,
you sent that to me, and I said, I've been listening to Beethoven.
Your listening age is 203. I just thought that was interesting that they would come up with that kind of stat. And I started thinking, well, if I was an adult, not an adult, but
if you were an adult, let's just work on that statement right there.
No, in the 70s, if I was older in the 70s, yeah, I could see where you could kind of get 67 from that. I don't know. It thinks I'm 10 years older than I am.
And you look it.
What? No, I don't. My visual age is 28. All right, 38. So I just thought it was.
And your nose is getting longer by the
right.
You tell.
Yeah. I thought it was in it. They're always looking for different ways to look at the stats, and I thought that was an interesting.
That's
they pulled out.
Hey, quick shout out to the chat room. We got a bunch of new names in here, along with some familiar ones. We got Gary. We've got Hilya Hayasya. I'm guessing. I hope. We have Guillermo Fernandez. We got Mike Robinson. We've got Frosty Zin _edits. Chris Brown. Dhruv Gupta. We know Drew for a while, and several others. So if you're hanging out with us, give a shout out in the chat room. Say hi. Thanks for stopping by. We do this show Sundays at 8:30 Eastern time in the U.S., so you get to do the conversions. I'm not dealing with time zones.
Yeah.
I just know when my phone says, hey, it's podcast time, it's time to get the studio ready.
You got to get off your couch and go in the other room.
Quick thank you to the people who are donating their hard-earned cash. They are keeping this show alive financially, and one of them just recently upgraded.
Ooh,
so
nice.
Thank you to Alexis Duran, Amber Elstad, Amy Bowen, Abner Braverman, Ben Vaughn, Brad Miller, Brian Brown, Chris Martinez, Chris MC, Dan D. Mancoyer. Happy birthday, Dan. Dean Jensen, Denise Inglis, Gary Lindros, Jason Pollard, John Clifford, John Noble, Yorga Sharwin. Happy birthday, Yorga. Crazy Joe, Kyle Nishioka, Leon M. Mark Kilfoyle, who just recently upgraded. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Mike Wills, Saturday Morning Media, Stephen Weshy, Steve Cody, Steve Therian, Steve Webb, Steve London. Thanks for the Christmas card, Steve. You know which Steve we're talking about.
Yeah.
Sylvain Risico and Tim Cook. Thank you, everybody, for your donations. Not only do they get a thank you shout out on the show, they get an extra episode that Craig and I record right after this.
That's
for
right.
patrons. Not quite as polished. It's just a couple of us, shedding off, sloughing off the thoughts of the week,
Shedding off,
the month,
molting.
Yeah, our brains are molting thoughts.
Yeah.
And when we travel, they get postcards as well. So that's
right.
always fun. That's something that Yorga started, at least got us thinking about. So thank you, everybody who supports us. They went over to chuckchat.com/Patreon, signed up for that. As little as $1 a show. Some are doing $2, some are doing $5. Some we wish were doing 100, but nobody's taking that.
There is $100 tier if you want to sponsor the whole show.
I think that's one time.
It is. Yeah. But
oh, excuse me. Let's get on to the part where Craig and I talk about movies, books, podcasts, whatever we've been doing. Pass me the remote. And we have something in common this time. So why don't you get started?
Well, I noticed you had Nobody 2 on there, so I'm gonna.
Oh, we have two things in common. Excellent.
Yeah, I've seen Nobody before, and I really enjoyed it.
With Bob Odenkirk.
Bob Odenkirk, and it has a John Wick kind of vibe to it,
or Clint Eastwood, if you will. Just a kind of a vigilante thing where
long fight scenes and
right.
That kind of thing. So
you don't know that when you start watching the first movie. I watched it on the plane and I went, "Oh, it's Bob Odenkirk. I've got a few hours to kill." Like 14.
You don't see him as a
not as an action hero. No,
It worked.
It worked really well. And Christopher Lloyd is in there too.
I really liked the first one, I think, a little bit more because he just looked like he was trying to not be in that business, but he wanted to do it at the same time.
That carried over as well into the second one, but you're right. There was something a little stronger. The second one was more about the family because his wife is getting involved. His son is now getting involved.
Yeah.
I thought that they went with the local guy. I can't remember his name, but he was sort of the guy who was the boss of the sheriff.
Yeah.
He went from villain to ally a little too quickly, in my opinion. But
yeah, well, his son had something to do with that because
obviously
danger, and he was assisted. So I would probably listen a little bit more if that was the case.
Yep.
So anyway, I enjoyed it, and I think if you like Nobody or you like the John Wick series, you probably like this one too. It's a little more on the humorous side than
John Wick is. I think I enjoyed it more than John Wick, to be honest. It had that humorous side, like you said. Because he's a family man and he just went out and busted some heads to find a bracelet for his daughter. And then turns out it was, kicked under the couch. But
that's right.
What else? We had Wake Up Dead Man
on
Netflix, a Knives Out mystery. So this is the second one, I believe.
Third.
With Daniel Craig. Oh, I might have missed
the third one.
Okay.
This is the third one. So
what did you think of this?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was it probably a little bit on the long side, but other than
a little on the long side, I was going to say that. Yeah.
Aside from the length, I thought it worked pretty well.
I figured out who done it a little too quickly. I just didn't know how they did it. Yes, that was. I read right through that and went, okay, who's the person that's least likely? That's usually who it is.
Well, I think I figured out who was the culprit, but I didn't know there was when they got to the end, it was like kind of all twisty, and I went, "Oh, I see how how it actually happened." Went, okay, but I thought enjoyed it. I mean, I thought all the characters were good, and everybody had a axe to grind kind of thing, so it kind of kept you guessing a little bit, You know
who would have been that chief priest who was just really toxic, the one who ended up dying?
Yes.
I could have pictured either Josh Brolin or Jeff Bridges.
Josh Brolin.
No, that wasn't. Was it?
Yes, the priest was.
Oh, Jeff Bridges would have been another good one for that.
He probably could have been. No.
That was Josh Brolin?
Yeah,
I
it was.
totally didn't recognize him. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, it was Josh Brolin.
Yeah. He did a great job with that role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just listen to his voice.
Take my confession.
Yeah. Take my confession. Oh, okay. We're doing that now. Okay.
and then the junior priest like takes off the purple ribbon, throws it at him, and goes, "Now your turn."
Yeah, now your turn. Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was good. I like the way they wrapped it up. And I won't say anything about that, of course, here.
Right, because
But-
it's a whodunit. We don't want to ruin
It's
it.
fresh. His brand new movie's basically brand new.
Right.
But I did like how they like I said, there was a lot of twists and stuff at the very end. You go, oh, and you kind of I get to see how it worked out. And I liked it.
Yeah, the whole apple of Eve or Eve's apple was a nice
Mhm.
twist on how the story went.
Yep.
So it was, it was enjoyable. Like you said, a little long, so 2.5 hours or something.
Yeah.
It's an investment, but it
is
paid
a-
off. It paid
Yeah.
off.
It was worth it.
You got one more in here. Go for
Yeah,
it.
I was trying to remember if I talked about this on the last show, but I don't think I did because I actually read this while we were on vacation, which is right after Thanksgiving. So I read the Project Hail Mary, which is one of the it's not a sequel book. It's a book from Andy Weir, who wrote The Martian.
Mhm.
And I enjoyed The Martian. I read it before the movie,
Mhm.
and I really enjoyed that book. Why I sat on Project Hail Mary and didn't read it as soon as I saw it was available, I don't know, because it's been out for a while now. But I saw this.
Give us the basic premise. What's the story about?
All right, so you can watch the movie trailer, and it kind of tells you the story for the movie that's coming out. But basically, the stars in our cluster are dying, and so the sun is getting dimmer, and there's a mystery behind why is that happening. And so they set out to fix it, and they try to understand it, what's going on, and they find out, and then of course they send uh, Grace is the astronaut, or not not a willing participant. You have to read the book. They send him to Tau Ceti, which is a sun or a star that is not being affected, but all the ones around it are. So they're like, well, maybe there's a reason why, and we need to find out to save our own star. So that's kind of where it happens. And I don't want to give anything away. You want to go watch the trailer? It'll kind of give you a rundown of kind of what's going on in the story.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the movie. I think the movie's it looks like it's shaping up to be like probably, like The Martian. It's going to have that kind of sense of humor, not dark sense of humor, but kind of sense of humor to it,
Yeah.
and a good solid story. I think it's going to be fun.
Nice.
Great book. I'll burn through it in like 3 days, which is,
Oh, that means it's a good one.
but in all fairness, I wasn't working. So Kim and I were sitting around in the mornings with coffee, and I get up early, so I've had about 3 hours or more of reading time a day. So I burned right through it. It was good.
Very good. I had a retro movie during this off time for Tech
What was
Guerrilla.
that, from 67 or whenever?
71, I think it was, the Andromeda Strain.
Yeah.
Interesting story. I don't know how long it's been since I've seen this movie because I didn't remember a whole lot about it.
I don't think I know about it, but I don't know. I don't
I
know.
knew it was about a disease that came, like an infection, a virus, something that came from space, and it was very deadly, and they were trying to contain it.
Yep.
But some of the methodology that they used was really interesting. Obviously, the science fiction of part of it kind of got in the way. It is aged, but the basic story holds up pretty well. I thought it was still very watchable for over 50 years later. So
Okay.
I forgot where I watched that. It might have been on YouTube as a freebie or something. Have to look, but it's on other places. Another one I watched on the airline was called Weapons, with Julia Garner. Remember her from Ozark?
Yeah.
She's a school teacher, and all the students in her class, except one, just one night mysteriously run out of their homes in the middle of the night, and they're gone. Like, where'd all the kids go? And what does she have to do with this? So she becomes the center focus, and the one student obviously that's left behind, they're like first graders or second graders or something. He's interrogating. He goes, I don't know anything, man. It's like half these people didn't even like me. They called me weirdo. Uh, and then she becomes kind of a target. You know something. Tell us why are you telling us about our children? The parents are scared and afraid and wondering where their kids went anyway. Then they start rolling into the main part of the story, and I didn't check uh who is the main the creepy old lady in this movie. Does a wonderful job. I want to say it was uh the Borg Queen. I'm drawing a blank now. Alice Krige.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of looked like her, but and it even sounded like her in a few places, but I don't know if it was or not. I haven't checked IMDb, but apologies on that. But she's kind of this witch doctor lady that can put curses on people, and you're like, oh, I'm starting to see how this falls into place. And then it gets freaky. Like it's a horror movie. And they let you know in no uncertain terms it's a horror movie. So very, very fun watch, I guess, as horror movies go.
Right. Okay.
Weapons, I believe it came out in 2025. It's fairly recent.
Yeah, it's a recent one. Yeah.
Yep.
I think I think it was up. No, Academy Award. Wasn't it up for Academy Award? I can't remember.
I don't know. I wouldn't call this Academy Award material, but then again, I'm not on the Academy, so what do I know?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't get their emails.
It dropped me from that.
In their circle.
Another one on Netflix I watched called Dr. Sleep. This is sort of a sequel to The Shining.
Yes.
So remember little Danny from The Shining riding his big wheel around the hotel?
Yeah.
He's all grown up now, and he has issues. And so does the rest of the world. But the movie
Is that Ewan McGregor's character?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. He did a great I think this is 2019, I
It
want to
is.
say.
Yep.
So you may have already seen it. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it also had elements of supernatural, with creatures that you'd look right at them and think they were normal people, but they're not.
Mhm.
They do nasty things, and he and this other girl are out to stop them. So great adventure. I had to take that one. It's a fairly long watch as well, so I took that one in
Okay.
doses.
Yeah, I
But
remember when it came out, I was like, "Oh, I'm just kinda intrigued," 'cause I just watched The Shining, I think, and then I saw that one. What is this? And realized, oh, it's a pseudo sequel to it.
yeah,
So I should have seen it. I'll have to check it out. It's on Netflix, I think.
the thing I'm thankful for, yes, it's on Netflix. I don't know if they mentioned this or not in The Shining, but
Mhm.
that term "The Shining," do you know what that refers to?
They did talk about that.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. 'Cause
they
he
mentioned that.
re-explains it in this one. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. It's kind of his superpower, if you will. It's
Yes.
like he says he shines. He calls it the shining. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't remember that, but it's been a long
He was
time
ta
since he's done the shining.
he was explaining in that, what's his name? Scatman Carruthers, character. He was explaining that to Danny in the kitchen. He was talking
Okay.
about, "You know what The
Oh,
Shining is?" And he talks about it,
yeah. And
so,
that character comes back. Obviously, Scatman isn't there. He's long since passed on.
yeah.
Uh,
You mean Hong Kong Phooey?
my, you
That's a
mean my college advisor?
your college.
My college advisor, my first year, he had hair and then he shaved his head. He looked just like Scatman Carruthers. I
Yeah.
could not go in that man's office without a grin on my face going,
I love
he's
that
what
guy's
it is,
voice.
man.
Yeah, he got a great voice. Yeah, he did Hong Kong Phooey
Yep.
back in the day. Yep.
The last one I have is the first part of season 5 of Stranger Things,
Mhm.
episodes 1 through 4. I downloaded and watched them on the plane. I even found a line that was so funny. I put a T-shirt on my T-shirt store today.
Oh, boy. That's
It's
right.
it's not family friendly, so I'm not gonna say it here, but it has to do with Murray when he goes off about, uh, what's the nerd boy's name? Oh, they're all nerd boys. Um, but the one who gets beat up. You saw the series, right, so far?
Yeah, I haven't caught up with 5 though. No.
Oh, you're not caught up with 5. Okay, then I
No.
won't worry. But Murray has this great line where he just goes off. He says, "So count your blessings, hang the mistletoe, pucker up, and kiss my jolly."
Yeah.
Oh, that was so funny. I said I have to make a T-shirt of that.
That's pretty funny.
I'm trying to remember what episode and where in the episode, so I can do a screen grab and turn his picture into something.
Oh, yeah.
I'm probably gonna get told to take it down because it's
Probably.
copyrighted, whatever. But hey, for now it's available, and had some fun with it. I enjoyed it. I don't like this half season at a time thing. The rest is coming out
They're
in
stretching it
in a
out.
few days.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Just it was a couple of weeks just to keep us hanging on. Like,
And they're stretching it out. They
whatever.
it's like, what was that, series? And they're like, "Oh, well, it's got 10 episodes. 1 through 5 will be out in September, and the rest will be out in February." I'm like, "Come on."
If you're not going to dump them all at once, then I would actually prefer a weekly dose,
Yes,
like Star
absolutely.
Trek does.
That's fair enough.
Not 4 here, and they were like, "I you left us hanging."
I know. Sucks.
Anyway, last thing in the Geek Library we have for you is a wonderful video. It's about 30 minutes long about a man who made a C64 laptop,
Yeah.
and holy Christmas cookies.
Look, when I
He
was
did some serious engineering,
Yes, he did.
mechanical, electrical, software. This guy is really talented. I know he was relying on a number of GitHub repos that were already there for some of the firmware and whatnot. But when you just hook up a clip he says, "Oh, the controller board for this LCD throws up this HDMI logo, and then it says no video source found."
Yeah.
And then it eventually finds a video source. He says, "I didn't like that." So he hooks up a clip, downloads the firmware off of this
Yeah.
chip that's
Right.
on the PCB, like a surface mount chip on the PCB, tweaks it. He says, "Oh, there's also an application that lets you just uncheck these boxes and it'll set the same bits."
Right.
Then reprograms the chip. Like, who does that?
This
Just to
guy,
get rid of a logo
I
on the screen.
not
This
only
was amazing.
yeah, now, setting aside his electronic work, which again, it's hard to, overstate, how great that was. His 3D printing of the case and assembling it,
Yeah.
and then making it look like a piece of plastic computer that you would have got in the '80s.
Yep.
I thought he did a great job with that and got
Did an
rid of
amazing
the,
job.
a lot of the raster lines,
Yeah,
not
he sanded them out with 240 and then 420 paper.
yeah, then he primered it and then painted,
Yep.
and it looks like a almost like
It
a
looks like it
portable
was
Mac or
injection
something.
molded. It really
Yeah,
does.
injection molded, of course. It's amazing. He did a great job, and so
And he did a great job explaining. He said, now, normally, if you just took these pieces, because he had to print it in like 4 main pieces for the main body, he said, if you just use super glue and stick it together, it's going to fuse really fast and you don't have any time to correct. So
yeah,
he put some holes in the side and then put some
on the edges.
pins to
Yeah,
secure it. So it gave it strength, but it also gave him a chance to make sure everything was lined up before he pushed the 2 things together and went, there,
yeah,
that's done. Like,
yeah,
just
that was good.
really, he was thinking about a lot of things, like how to do the tension and the torque on the hinge, how to do the latch and the springs.
Hey,
This isn't something you just go, "Oh, I think I'll do this."
well,
"Oh, that didn't work. Let's try it
that's what I
again."
was amazed about. As he kept going forward, he had all the screw holes in the right place, and all the pieces were coming together, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Holy crap." I would have been going I kept thinking, at what point do you go, "Oh, man, it'd been great if I put a thing in there for a spring,"
He
you know?
may have. He may have, because I
I mean, it seems like one of those things that I would have thought about halfway through the project, went, "Oh, I gotta reprint that now." You know?
and resand it and
Oh, yeah,
reprint
yeah.
it and yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, there was a
amazing.
lot of thought that went into this beforehand, doing the design work. He didn't just go from, "Oh, I sketched it," to, "Oh, I printed it, and now let's put some stuff inside."
Yeah,
There was a lot of design and planning that went into
yeah.
it. Very impressive. That was my
30-minute
take.
video, but it's well worth watching.
The funny thing is he said he had floppies and he put this in, he goes, "Oh, this reminds me of playing this 40 years ago." The guy barely looks like he's 40.
I know.
He looks like he's barely 30.
I know. I think he reprinted himself.
I
Mhm.
maybe. I wish I could sand off a few lines.
Hey, by the way, I looked at his YouTube channel. I haven't watched it, but I made an Apple's 1980s iPad, and it looks like what was the Apple? What's that?
The Newton?
No, not the Newton. It looked like the 2GS,
Oh, okay.
sort of, but it's very flat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch that video. Anyway, yeah, go check him out.
Okay. Question of the week for you. We told you we have another question at the end of the show. It's the end of the show.
Hey,
Question of the week is, what's one nerdy thing you want to accomplish in 2026, such as tackle a project, learn something new, read or reread a series? You give us your ideas. We're going to throw that one out at you, and we will be back after the first of the year with, or are we doing an episode next week?
well, I mean,
We
are you-
could. I'm around. It's the 28th.
yeah. I
It,
mean,
it won't come out until the 1st, but hey, we could do that. All
no,
right.
if we record next week, it'll come out Wednesday, the 31st. So it'll be end of this year.
Oh, it will be Wednesday, the 31st.
Yeah.
So we can have a Christmas party. Woohoo, that's this show.
Yeah,
And we can have a New Year's Eve party.
that's right.
All right. Which I'll be at New Year's Eve parties at that time. So there's our question of the week for you. We do have our Patreon show to record right now. If you want to join that again, chuckchat.com/Patreon. We invite you. We're thankful that you're here. Either way, the likes and subscribes is also very helpful. So let's roll on out of here. I didn't want to push that button. Thankfully, it didn't play anything. I want to play that one.
There you go.
There we go. If you want to get in touch with us, we do have a listener line. In the US, it would be 707-530-2428. That's 707-530-chat. How do I get Discord? What did he say? How do I get Discord to get Technorama podcast? The Discord server. chuckchat.com/Discord. We could put the episode. I mean, we've got a link to this video
Yeah, we can
in
start posting it there.
the new content announcements. One of those channels is where we've been putting those. But till next time, tell a friend about Technorama. May you have a wonderful holiday season. If we don't talk to you until next year, take care and give me a binary high five, Craig.
101.
All right, that concludes the audio portion, and subsequently the video is over as well. So thank you for hanging out with us. Enjoyed seeing some new faces out there,
Absolutely.
and like, subscribe, all that usual stuff that YouTubers say.
Yeah. Like, subscribe. Hey, about 30% of y'all don't subscribe to our.
Yeah, I was looking at the stats, and only about 1% of you is actually subscribed.
You know what? I think YouTube must have kind of pushed that narrative out a little bit, because I think about 2 or 3 of my, maybe more of my YouTube channels I subscribe to, they started saying that at the end about the same time. I went, they must have, let's make a push to get people subscribed.
None of this podcast involved artificial intelligence. It was all our own intelligence, or what's left of it. So take care, everybody.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.